Hey guys, Colbert here. Welcome to another Racial Legends video. Guys, in this one we'll be going over Roxam the Assasin, the new legendary champion that was introduced into the game. Look at him right here, Roxam. He's such a cool looking champion. When I first saw him, I was like, this guy looks amazing. And every time, you know, they design new champions and they don't just copy the skins to another champion, I feel like they put in all they can, 110% by the team, and I just love all their designs, and I hope they continue to do so. It's fantastic, and it really brings more to the game than it could. I never expected that this game could have such nice graphics, and they keep introducing new champions like this one. That's so cool. Okay, first up, guys, thank you to Zay Bruno for giving me his account to just showcase this champion out. He's a brand new champion, so not many have it. I want to test him out. He's an attack-based legendary champion, so we look at his skills first and then look at how I've built him, and then we're gonna see, okay, is he useful somewhere else? Where is he useful? There's only 56 reviews, so these reviews are not really representing what he can actually do. A1, guys, Chroma Shift attacks one enemy, 50% chance of filling this champion's turn meter by 10%. Also has a 50% chance of placing a perfect veil on this champion for one turn if this attack is critical. Essentially, yeah, the game tells you, okay, put critical rate on this champion. You need 100%. You want to crit, so you also have that chance for a perfect veil. This skill needs 4 books to actually go to 60% chance. I would love if this was 75% chance, just to make it, you know, much more attractive. He's a legendary champion. He needs to be using especially the perfect veil. Maybe not the turn meter boost, but okay, the perfect veil. So this one's a one-hit attack, so I'm expecting this one has a high multiplier. We'll see once we go in and test it. And then next up, let's look at his A2, Jungle Ambush. Attacks one enemy, 4 turns cooldown, goes all the way down to 3 turns cooldown on 5 books. So we got 9 books so far. And then fills the champion's turn meter by 50%. You know, after the attack, that's very good. 50% is a lot. Has a 75% chance of placing a stun debuff on the target for 1 turn when attacking while under a veil or perfect veil buff. So he stuns at a very good chance, especially when he's booked. That's 100%. When he's under a veil or perfect veil buff, or he does a sleep if he's not under that. And then places a perfect veil buff on this champion for 2 turns after attacking without a veil or perfect veil buff. Damage based on attack. Okay, it's a basic skill. Basically, it's a lot of text, but what it does, it's an attack. It fills your turn meter. If you've got veil, you're gonna stun, and you have him fully booked, you're gonna stun. If not, you're gonna sleep, depending on your accuracy always and what the enemy has resistance is. And place a perfect veil if you don't have it. I think it's a basic thing. It's good that you apply the perfect veil on yourself. It just brings in more protection for this champion. It's very like a Cadraphone skill. Flicker Step. So this one's 5 turns cooldown, goes all the way to 4 turns. And then his chance to apply the debuffs is 100% when fully booked. Another 5 books here. So 5, 5, 14 books. Yeah, it's not the worst, but again, 14 books, not very easy to get. Attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff and a 25% weaken debuff. This is 100%, so it's a nice AoE. But then after the AoE, it's when he applies the decreased defense and weaken, and then decrease the cooldown of Jungle Ambush skill for 2 turns. Okay, this one's good because if you're under veil, you're gonna attack and then you're gonna apply the debuffs, which kind of, it sucks, player. Please just do it the other way. Apply the debuffs, then attack. You know, make some sense. Since he's an attack-based champion, you want to see the debuffs first that apply the damage, and then your damage, so you do big numbers. And then he gets a decreased cooldown on this one, so it becomes a 1-turn cooldown essentially when you have it at a 3 turns cooldown. So if you use your A2 first and then your A3, then when you're under veil, it's gonna drop all the way to 1 turn. Pretty good. So he can rotate through his skills a bit better, but this one has like a 4 turns cooldown. Attacks one enemy, 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff and a 25% weaken debuff on the target for 2 turns before attacking. Places a perfect veil on this champion for 2 turns after attacking. Okay, so this one's actually better for the clan boss. If you guys can believe that. Although he has very low defense, this one is better for the clan boss because it's a single target attack that applies the debuffs before he goes in, and because he applies them before attacking, I'm guessing that you cannot do a weak hit. I'm not sure if it, because it's still an attack, it still can become a weak hit, even though he just says he does you know, place the debuffs before the attack. We can test this though. So place a perfect veil buff on this champion for 2 turns after attacking. Okay, that's good. He protects himself after he just doesn't have the perfect veil. And then finally, his passive, guys, place a block debuffs and a 25% strengthen buff on this champion for 1 turn and a 15% continuous heal buff for 2 turns whenever they receive a veil and perfect veil. So since this champion has many skills that give him a perfect veil, he will most, I guess once you have him fully booked, we don't have him on this account, but if you have him fully booked, then he'll be placing block debuffs and strengthen on himself all the time, so you'll be protected additionally for the clan boss. We can try that out maybe and see how that works, but again, since he's not booked on this account, I won't be able to showcase the full potential for the clan boss. At least maybe arena he'll be fine, but clan boss not so much. And then increases ally critical rate in Doom Tower battles by 23%. Yeah, always good in the Doom Tower. The crit rate doesn't apply anywhere else, so I've built him assuming that you're going to use him in other places as well. So there's Roxam. I've built him with critical damage and attack sets, so he has an overall almost 4,000 attack, guys, 147 speed, which is quite low. I can switch around some sets and drop his critical damage and get more speed, but for now let's try it this way and see how much damage he can get in there. So 107% critical rate, 296 critical damage, but that's with flawless execution, not with helm smasher. And then 214 accuracy, because we want to land those stuns and defense down weekend. I think they are essential in actually doing a ton of and guys, finally for his masteries, I did give him flawless execution. That's 20% extra critical damage. This is not a clan boss setup, a clan boss mastery build, so go this way only if you're gonna go for pretty much arena and maybe the dungeons. Although dungeons, you know, War Master is also useful there. I did give him kill streak and blood shield because he's an attack based champion. This will give him some extra protection, and all the other arena masteries, for example shield breaker and whirlwind of death, to get some extra speed. And of course I went master hexer to have the chance to extend his debuffs by 1 turn, although this won't apply to his stun or sleep, but will apply to his defense down on weekend, which is a nice debuff to have, especially on tanky targets. So 52,000 power there. Let's go over and test him out, guys, in the campaign first, and just see a little bit of how much damage he can actually do in 12-3 and see if he is really as strong as we might think. Look at this guy, so cool. Okay, so let's try his A3 first and see. This one will be a single target attack because he does not have veil right now. So it is 59,000. He gains all those buffs: perfect veil, strengthen, continuous heal, block debuffs, fantastic. And then his A2, although he has the perfect veil, this one will just stun a target if the target survives, and then also plays the perfect veil. So I think the rotation will be A2 first and then A3 instead. So 60,000 there, that's so good. We got a weak hit there. See that A1, 40,000. Then let's do that A2, 48,000. The boost in Terminator is just fantastic. So now we come into the second round. We don't have the perfect veil, so this one will be a waste. So I'm gonna do A1. Hopefully I'll get perfect veil. There it is. And because we get it, we get, you know, the strengthen buff, the block debuffs, the continuous heal. So good. And then let's do this A3 and see the AoE damage. Boom, there we go, 50,000 there. Then let's do A2, 57,000. To A1. Yeah, he does hit quite well, considering he doesn't hit before he applies those debuffs, except for that A3 when he doesn't. No, when he does have it. No, when he doesn't have it. So yeah, he's definitely not a campaign farmer. So let's go over into the arena and check him out in there. So let's try versus this team right here. I'm just going to remove Hegemon from in there. And do we have anything that applies a veil in our team? I don't think we have a champion that gives us veil to actually not need us to do the buff on ourselves. So I don't see anything. So what I want to see here is a Madame Series, just so we can see his damage before. before himself actually doing anything. Whoa, look at that. I just noticed the back of his head. Okay, so we boost our attack. So we have that buff going for us. We reduce the speed of the enemies. Okay, that's cool. Let's apply the defense down. Weaken. And now, guys, we're going to do that A2. We'll attack one enemy, fill the champion's territory by 1 turn, and then give us, you know, that veil protection. So let's go. Look at that, 92,000. Very nice. Nice damage there. Without even having the books and, of course, savage sets and so on. So this one's, you know, a low team, but let's see his AoE now. Look at that, 76,000. I guess it could have been better with just the defense down. So let's try this again. Okay, let's give him the buff. Let's steal the enemy's perimeter. We'll apply the defense down. So his A1 will be a single target. So who's the threat here? I think Kale will do the most amount of damage to us. 96,000. That's just basically a snipe right there. There's no chance for them to actually doing anything. Let's just put this on 1x. And because we gain so much perimeter with that A2, guys, we basically go right away. And let's see this big damage here, 66 and 86,000. And he also reduces the cooldown of his A2, which gives him more turn meter, so he gets more turns. Yeah, pretty cool situation here. Although I think he would be better if you have somebody to give you a veil buff from the start, so that you have that extra protection on yourself and on your team. So once you have that veil buff, you're gonna do A3 first, I think, which is gonna be an AoE nuke. Look at that, 118,000, but that's on a very squishy target there. We've got a defense down and weaken. Oh no, was that just an A1? Okay. So far it's not really amazing without the skill books in there, but also, is it worth it to spend 14 skill books on this guy? Are there any champions that do a better job than him? As long as you've got them, then I guess, yeah, you can use those. But he does seem to do big numbers, so we're gonna have to see him also in the clan boss, I guess, to fully understand if he is worth it. So we gave this guy a sleep there, and then we have the perfect well. So let's boost our team and see if he can actually just land a turn. Let's just stop this one from going. So now we're gonna do an AoE and then apply the debuffs, which is okay. So 32,000 there, not much damage there because of the defense up that Sepulcher put on everyone. So let's put this on auto. Then next up, I'm gonna try this in the Doom Tower so we can see what kind of damage he does in that situation. Here's Roxam, guys. Since he has already 100% crit, I'm not gonna put him in the lead. I'm just gonna keep with this very tanky team that can actually beat everything. But I want to see his damage versus the Doom Tower targets right here. So let's put defense up on everyone. Let's go with Mashal. We're gonna get the critical damage up, which is cool. Let's put the defense down. Weaken with Venus. It's nice as well. Then let's just put a big shield with this guy. So we'll do the A2 here. There we go, 40,000. Let's just put this on auto and see him go. So he should be able to get a turn now. Boom. A1 there, 27,000. Yeah, he didn't go for the A3 because it was just one target there, so it would have been a waste. That's a good AI design. So there's the A1. He gains that veil, so he should be okay for his next move. His next move will be an AoE because he has the veil. So no, he did A1 there. Why didn't he do A3? He should have A3 available. Just go on this guy first. Oh no, it was on cooldown. Yeah, I thought it wasn't on cooldown. So let's do A1 there. 26,000. I mean, for having all that critical damage, okay, no savage, but still, about 30,000 damage on his A1, and then the maximum we did was 120k on his A2. I think his multipliers are not that high. I didn't even check the multipliers, but not that high. Not very impressed with him, but definitely a cool looking champion. And I think he should be a very good champion as a 5th for the Bad Eater comp in the clan boss. I think he definitely can work in there because of how much damage he can do overall, and because he gains those extra turns with the turn meter boost. Actually, no, the turn meter boost will probably mess his turn because it's not like a relentless set that gives him an immediate extra turn. So scratch that. The clan boss thing might be an issue because he'll gain more turns than you think in the beginning. So you might need to build him differently than other situations where you would build him with the relentless set and yeah, just gain extra turns. But a relentless set will also be just amazing for him, and you know, gaining those extra turns and also getting turns to that A2. So since he is strong affinity in the ice golems, let's go in there as a final test and see how useful he is right here, and basically surviving pretty much the ice golem. I think he shouldn't have an issue because of that perfect veil that he gains all the time. And yeah, that's a ton of protection actually if you think about it. Okay, look at that, 90k. Pretty good, but again, it's not amazing for clearing waves. He only has one AoE move, which is subject to, you know, the limitation of being under a veil. The other champions that are gonna be with him are gonna need to help him out in doing stuff, but he is cool in terms of just applying debuffs when you need him. If you don't have a defense down weekend champion, he can do that even on a 4 turns cooldown, which is quite long considering he's not a 3 turns duration. So it's a 4 turns with a book, not a book, 5 books on that skill. So I definitely think that he should have needed less books. That would have made him much more appealing to people to actually book him, because he does not give the utility of a champion that if you fully book him, you're gonna have a guaranteed defense down weekend. For example, there's Ragnar, there's Lydia, which you can wait out once you complete those faction wars and just fully book her, because she is just an amazing champion. So if you're a player who doesn't spend that much, then your books are gonna be the limiting factor in, you know, picking up this champion. Okay, you can do Masteries, that's not too bad in terms of investment, but the legendary books, it can take quite a long time, and the clan boss rewards are not something that you can depend on. It's just a whenever I get it, I'll get it kind of thing. So everybody keeps doing the clan boss just because of those books. The secret shards, it's the best place. It's even better than the Doom Tower. I'd much rather focus your attention in the clan boss than the Doom Tower. So let's see his damage here, guys. Let's see, 81,000. Yeah, again, nothing too crazy. I'm not too amazed. Even with Battle Khazar in there to just give us that extra boost. It is 138,000. There's a defense down weekend here. We have that extra protection. The block debuffs is so nice here. The block debuffs is definitely so nice. And now we're gonna do an AoE, but then he's gonna apply the debuffs after his AoE. So look at this. We attack and then we apply the debuffs. That's so stupid. It should have been before. That's what I'm saying. It should have been before, so he makes that skill so much better in terms of damage potential, especially for PvP situations. So put him in there with a champion like a Duchess. She gives him perfect veil. He goes in there with A3 immediately and he does a big burst. Although I think the whole idea behind him is go with A2 first, then use A3, so you actually reduce back the cooldown of A2. So if I was going to design this champion, maybe I would have done it the other way around. So have the AoE maybe on his A2, have the A3 give him the turn meter boost and the stun, and then reduce the cooldown of his A2, and then have A2B and AoE. That's a 3 turns cooldown. Maybe I would have done it like that, but I'm not the one designing the games. I'm just saying whatever comes to my head. So let's see his damage here. Boom, 57,000. Nothing too great. $101,000. So let's focus on the boss here. So now that I think of it, his kit is gonna make him very hard to tune for the clan boss. At least it's not as easy as other champions, because he gets the turn meter on the A1 on a % chance, so you can't depend on that in your calculations. And then his A2 is a flat 50%, which is cool as long as you can calculate, you know, the turn order that you're gonna do your skills. But his A1 is what might be messing up your rotations in the clan boss. So I think this was the video, guys. I'm not going to test him in the clan boss just because of all that. It might be a headache, and maybe somebody else who has more knowledge of the clan boss to actually build a team with this guy that can work in an unkillable setup, because he's an attack-based champion. Although even if he's not used in an unkillable setup, his passive is really helping him survive much longer. That's strengthen, block debuffs, continuous heal, and veil, perfect veil. Yeah, so good. Okay, guys, this was the video. Thank you for watching this Roxam showcase. Did you like this champion showcase? Leave it down in the comments below. Who do you want to see next in a video showcase? Leave it again in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And guys, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.